guys, so it has been a while since I have filmed. Last thing I filmed was things to help you out during shopping for nursing school, and that was about 6 weeks ago. So I've been in nursing school for 6 weeks and it has been crazy. Now, before I got into nursing school, just a little background, I took prerequisites. I had taken my anatomy, my English, my math, my electives, all the classes except for the actual nursing clinical and nursing classes. So I was no stranger to college. I had done my prerequisites over the course of about 2 years, and I thought I could handle it. I thought, you know, in nursing school, everybody says it's so hard, it's so time consuming. But I was like, you know what? I've always been a full-time college student. I've always worked a full-time job as well as gone to class. And sometimes I even picked up a part-time job along the way if I did feel like I needed to earn some extra cash. Nursing school is a whole nother ballgame. I don't have kids. I am currently not in a relationship. I mean, I do have family, but I don't really have any other responsibilities currently except for going to work. And I will say that nursing school takes up about 75% of my day. I go to class Monday through Friday. I have clinical on Monday and Wednesday, and I am there for a full 9 hours. And that's on a clinical unit. I'm actually playing the role of a nurse. Obviously under a nurse's supervision. Excuse me. So I do that 2 days a week, and then the other 3 days of the week I have lecture for my nursing 1 class, and then on Thursdays I also have lecture in addition to my nursing 1 for my pharmacology class. So in essence, I am in school for about 40 hours a week, and I am just doing nursing classes. There is no additional classes along with this. So I am in school 40 hours a week, and then on top of that, I work night shift at a hospital near me. So I do that on Fridays, and that's 12 hours. And then I'm also a server, just to kind of pick up the slack and be able to be at work for less periods of time and still kind of make the same money. So I chose to do that. But every day, I am not one for studying. In high school, in my first 2 years of college, I honestly didn't have to study. I was able to make good grades, and I paid attention in class. I pretty much got the concepts of what the instructor was going over, and I may have reviewed my notes a little bit before the exam, but I never really studied. And I know that may sound silly, but it's just something that I never had to do. Well, for nursing school, that is completely different. I study a lot. I get out of class and I come home and I will study for, I don't know, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. There's papers that I need to write. There, are activities to do. I not only have a textbook, but I also have a companion website that I need to go on and take little quizzes and do studying on there. And then I have a few other books that they have incorporated into the class that I need to review as well. So it is a lot of work. For those of you who are prospective nursing students, you are considering going into the nursing field, just know that it is a lot of work. It is hard work. However, I don't want that to deter you from following your hopes and your goals and your dreams, because before I actually started nursing, I had been accepted into the program. I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I had already worked in a hospital, so I already had a feel for what nurses actually do. That is something that I recommend if you are looking into going into the nursing field or something in the medical field, is try to get an entry-level job doing that, just so you kind of have a first-hand look at what you are actually going to be doing with your life. Because I think a lot of people think that nursing is like Grey's Anatomy or, another kind of sitcom on TV. I am one of those people who thought that. It always seemed exciting. There was always something great going on. There was so much to learn, so much hands-on work actually going in. And real life is not, it's not like that. You are definitely helping people. You are changing people's lives. And in turn, they're changing yours. So it is a very rewarding career. However, it is also very hard. It is hard in a sense that you are going to be dealing with people who are sick. You are going to be exposing yourself to infectious disease, to germs, to anything that somebody in the hospital has. You know, are exposing yourself to that. Mind you, they do have proper procedures and protocols to prevent you from getting ill and from getting your family ill. However, you know, at times it can be dangerous. Also, you are dealing with people who are at probably the worst point in their life, so they are not always nice. They are not always reciprocal of what you are doing for them. And there are patients who are not always in their right state of mind as well. So they may be abusive towards you, whether it be verbally or physically. It's a lot. It's a mentally draining career as well as physical. There are times where you don't get a bathroom break. You don't get a half-an-hour lunch break that you may be accustomed to getting at your current job. You may not sit down for the entire 12 hours of your shift. But at the end of the day, you know that you may have saved somebody's life, their life. So you may be having a bad day. You may not have been able to eat your lunch. However, you saved somebody's life. They are currently living because of the interventions that you did that day. So I feel like that is an even trade-off. That is better than an even trade-off. And that is why I continue to stay passionate about it, and why I push every day and wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do my clinicals and to get to class and to study for my exams, and very rarely have time to go out with friends. I just don't have the time to do it. But in a sense, I feel like it is worth it. In the end, when I graduate and will be able to pick back up my social life, there is nothing that I feel will compare to being a nurse. So with that said, if this is something that you know, are considering, you're very serious about it, I 100%, you know, without, you know, the hardships, without everything bad and all the tears and all of the headaches that you will experience, there's just nothing like it in the world. And I am so very happy that I chose this profession. You will hear people say to you that you will never, if you're accustomed to getting A's and B's in college or high school, that you will never acquire that in nursing school, that you will fail. That is what people, I feel like, are saying. I remember my first day of nursing school. I was in like a lecture hall, and we had all these bigwigs, you know, coming from the hospital, all these directors, you know, all these very important people. Previous students came and spoke with us, and I had thought that I was going to get some kind of motivational speech, you know, something to put a little pep in your step, to start nursing school off with a bang. And unfortunately, that's not what we received. We kind of got, you know, that nursing school was going to be super hard, and that to take a look at the person next to you, because a semester from now, that person isn't going to be here because they failed. And quite honestly, with the amount of work that I put in, I don't think that it's unattainable to get an A. I have taken 4 exams so far, and I have received an A in every one of them except for the last exam I took. I got an 89%. So in nursing school, anything below a 78.5 is failing. So you're going to have a little bit higher standards. Failing is not necessarily anything below a 60. But it's attainable. It is doable. And I still do things that I enjoy. I still go for a walk, you know, in the park where I live every day. I still go to the gym. I still, you know, get to see my friends every once in a while. I don't have the social life that I used to, where I'm hanging out with people every single day, but that's okay. You know, I'm an adult and I don't feel like I need to see my friends every single day, and they understand. You know, I don't need to talk to them every day to know that they are still my friends. I see them when I can, and I work very hard, but I don't think that it's unattainable. So, like I said, this is my first time actually having to study. You know, not being in high school or my first couple semesters of college, but it is very doable. It is doable if it is something that you want. If you want it wholeheartedly, I feel like you will succeed greatly. So I did just want to go ahead and touch on some things like that, just because the video that I posted before, I didn't have a first-hand look at what nursing school was going to be like. I am halfway through, and I thought this was kind of a good point to be able to give my honest opinion about how the program is going. I have learned so much. I am doing a very hands-on program. I do my clinicals, like I said, twice a week in a hospital, and I have administered medications. I have given shots and injections. I have done catheters. I have done a lot. Looking back on all of the things that I have done at this point versus 6 weeks ago, I feel as though I have seen a whole different light in the nursing world. I have done nursing shadowing, and I have taken on the role of a nurse while I'm at clinical. So I'm charting, I am, like I said, giving medications, I am critical thinking like a nurse. I don't think people realize how much thought actually goes into caring for your patients. You may have 6 or 7 patients at a time, and you need to judge what patient you're going to be seeing first, why you will be seeing them first. You need to go over their diagnosis and find their critical points in the patient and figure out what exactly needs to be done. And sometimes you need to know more than the doctor does, because you need to know, you're the one who is carrying out the doctor's orders. You need to be able to make that best judgment and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be, because you have a license, and if you do something wrong, that's on you. So this isn't, you know, a career where you can semi-pay attention, remember what you need to for the test, and then carry on. Because what they're quizzing you on your tests, you need to know in the real world. The school that I go to has a 100% NCLEX passing rate, which is a big part of why I decided to go to that school. So we do, all of our tests are based off of the NCLEX. We are getting NCLEX questions. So I feel super confident in the fact that once the NCLEX is here, I feel like I will be very well prepared for it. So I am thankful for that. But I did just want to go ahead and touch on some things if you guys are currently in nursing school right now and feel like maybe they're not giving you all the resources that you could possibly be using to succeed and get the A that you're striving for. So I did just want to, I touched on this in my last video, but I wanted to go ahead and mention it again because I feel like out of all of the things that I have, these are probably the most helpful and what I use to study. And these are the Elsevier Adaptive Quizzing for my textbooks. If you don't have these textbooks, these aren't what you're using. I believe they do make these cards for any textbook that you may have. So I would just go ahead online and check it out. I got these on Amazon. They look like this. And then, so this is the adaptive quizzing, and then we have the adaptive learning. And they're just codes that you can go ahead and put on a website, and they'll give you quizzes, they'll give you NCLEX questions. They will, I'm trying to see if I have my other book here because I wanted to show you guys that as well. I don't have that either. I also have another book that I want to tell you guys about. I will go ahead and post the link for it on Amazon in the description bar in the bottom because it's a really good book as well. But anyway, these will give you questions to study for from the test, and I've already seen questions on my test from these. So they give you learning activities. I just feel like it breaks it down, makes it easier to understand, and really makes what you're learning stick in your brain. And then you can go ahead and test your knowledge, make sure that you are prepared for the test. So if I get less than like an 80% on these, I know that I need to go ahead and relearn or study the questions that I got wrong, and they will reference back to what pages or what chapter in the book you need to go ahead and go over. So I really like that. And then the other thing that I think is most important is there is a book that I have. It is called Test Success for, I think it's for med-surg nursing. I will go ahead, like I said, and link that in the bottom bar. It gives you, it's just a book of questions. There's no, you know, knowledge, but the questions coincide with the chapter in the textbook. So you can get yours for whatever nursing textbooks that you have. And that was on Amazon. I think I paid $15 for it, but that really helps me out as well. I'll go through and take the 50 question test for each chapter and see how I did. And then once again, it will give me the section in the chapter that I need to go ahead and relearn or just review. And it gives you rationales for why you got the answer wrong and rationales for why the question is right. So it's making you think how the NCLEX wants you to think. Because I will tell you that nursing school questions on a test are unlike any questions that you've ever had. They are not black and white. They are not, you can't memorize them. They will ask you a question like, Mrs. Jones is in the hospital for congestive heart failure, and she has fluid overload with edema, and we want to know what you would do for her. What is the best possible option of what you would do for her, knowing all this stuff? So you have to have a background of exactly what is going on with Mrs. Jones, and then go ahead and figure out what the best option is. And all of the answers that you are looking at may be right, but you have to find the best possible option. So you definitely need to be very well prepared for these exams. And you can't bullshit your way through them. So you definitely need to know the material. And why would you want to bullshit your way through them? Because you're going to need to know this. You have people's lives in your hands. So I just wanted to go ahead and quick touch on some things there for you guys, tell you how things are going for nursing school. If you guys are currently in nursing school, I hope that you are doing very well. And I hope that the overwhelming experience has not deterred you from becoming a nurse or from reaching your dreams, because you guys can all do it. If you put the work in, it is definitely something that you can do. And I just hope that you all believe in yourself. Even if people in your school, in your class, whatever, are, you know, kind of making you feel like you can't. I had an instructor that came and spoke with us before our first exam, and she told you that you can't. You can do this. This is people, how many nurses are there in the world? There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who do this every day and who are graduating. So this is something that you can do. So go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back for even getting into nursing school. And as long as, like I said, as long as you're doing the work, you will be fine. One other thing that I have for you guys is when I am just a test strategy, when I am taking the exam, I always have a highlighter with me. I will go ahead and highlight the key points in the questions, whether that word be never, always, best option. You want to know what the test is or what the question is asking you. I am a fast reader, so sometimes that trips me up. I'll read the question fast and answer the wrong answer because I missed a part of the question, a key part of the question, and now I just got the answer wrong for something stupid. So I always use a highlighter, make sure that I reread the question at least twice before going ahead and answering. So I hope those little tips and tricks help you guys out, and I hope you guys have a great end of the semester. I will go ahead and try and post another video maybe a few more weeks in and let you guys know how the very end of my semester is going. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and best of luck to you. Bye.